What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about an EA patch that's going to be coming out that they are making us aware of. Usually they just tune and patch the game and don't let us know what's going on, and the game just changes. This time they're going to be giving us another update. It's slated for Friday, November 5th, 2020. I'm going to go over some of the things that's probably going to make the game a lot better. Now, will it actually happen? I don't know. What I'm going to do is, like I usually do, some of you guys want to actually see it on the screen, so I'm going to try to put it up on the screen for you guys, get it in the video so you guys can see it. Then we're going to talk about it as we go over some of the features that we're going to be looking at as far as the team goes. Alright, so pretty much right here we're going to be talking about it addressed some concerns with drop interceptions. Alright, so look, let me go ahead and explain a couple of things to you guys. As we talk about it, I want to break it down so you guys understand why this is making me rage uncontrollably. If you guys follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, all at GmiasWorld, you would know I am known for dropping interceptions. Now, it was a time where you could just run around holding the button. Listen, I'll tell you guys when sometimes I might have like a brain fart and I'll hold the button, but it very, very rarely happens because I got myself out of that habit once the scientists at EA Sports came up with, you know, bad timing drop user pick. So I'm pretty good at pressing the button when it's supposed to be pressed, like, you know, after the quarterback releases the ball or right before it gets there. We've all experienced dropped interceptions. So guess what I've done, right? This is what I've done to, you know, counteract that. I've put pick specialists on anybody that I'm going to use her. All right, now remember, I want you guys to keep in mind, let me just go ahead and break this down for you real quick, right? When you put this on your players, you are supposed to get better catching and improve stamina on INT returns, right? So you're thinking logically, all right, I'm not holding the button, I'm gonna do it at the right time, I'm gonna have a better chance of catching the ball and running it for 6. No, that is not what happens. You still drop the interception. So this patch could make the game a lot better. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of you guys that watch me, you know, I drop about 2 to 3 picks a game. That could be game changing. A lot of you guys drop more picks than that. All right. That can be game changing. And for whatever reason, EA is successfully able to address this, which I have my doubts, you will be a much better, you know, player out there on the gridiron. Now, when I'm saying I have my doubts, it's simply because every time they do something, and this has been going on since the, you know, the patch that destroyed Madden in Madden 16, they break something else. They're not able to successfully, you know, maintain a game where they're just upgrading and fixing something that's broken. Something else turns out to be an issue. So if they fix drop picks, maybe you fumble more. Maybe your guys can't pick the fumble up. Maybe the ball doesn't go on the field. Maybe you're not playing on a field and you're playing in outer space. I don't know. And you might laugh about that, but there's been times where I've loaded into Madden and everything is like, you know, it's not really a stadium. Like, you're like, where are you? We're in purgatory. Things like this happens on a regular basis because this is just something that they like to do. It incites anger into us, and I think that incites a lot of joy into the EA developers. But we're going to go ahead and talk about, you know, more specifically, this is the reason that I tried this out. So does this help me to make sure that I do catch the pick? I can't say it does. Sometimes, you know, I'm going to drop it no matter what, even though it shows that I caught it. Like, you'll have the ball and then it'll just drop. Maybe they will fix that. I don't know. But if they do, Madden will be a much better game. All right. Now, with that being said, should you guys utilize pick artists? I would recommend it only if the player that you put it on is your user. If you have, you know, other players that, you know, other corners and stuff that are just out there playing defense, maybe utilize something like Acrobat, something along those lines to kind of figure out what's going on, to kind of give your, you know, your defense a better edge. But as far as your user, just to kind of help with the interceptions, I went to pick artist. I think it works a little bit better, even though you drop pick still. It makes it so that, you know, it's a higher chance for you to actually pick it off. The next thing that they're going to be talking about, the QB draw, right? The QB draw is a situation where it doesn't matter how smart your players are. If the player that you're playing against knows how to run it and they hike the ball and just stand there, all of your players will just watch it happen. Nobody will react. You know what's funny about that? I'm going to go ahead and show you something right now as far as attributes with Sam Mills, right? I'm going to show you a key stat that should probably jump out at you right there in the middle of the screen. Play recognition. Could somebody in the comments write down that number so I can know you're watching the video actively as a human being? Write that number down that you see, PRC, play rec. What number is that? I just want to know. All right. Many of you guys may see in the comment section that people wrote 99 and you try to figure out like, yo, what is it, a 99 player? No, it's the attribute rating of play recognition. Now, the reason that I point that out is he doesn't know what's going on when somebody runs a QB draw. He literally looks at the QB and starts running to the concession stand to get a hot dog. Now that's a problem. That's an issue. But guess what? EA Sports, they're gonna address the concerns of the QB draw. So maybe his brain will function and he'll be able to attack that QB. I don't believe that he will, but it's a chance. EA said it's gonna happen. It's a chance, dude. All right. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys because he has the highest. You can't go above 99 on console. Mobile, you're into 103s. I love that. That's something that would make Madden just change if they brought back those, the higher ratings. But I guess they don't want to make us happy, dude. And at some point, we got to accept that. They don't want us to smile, dude. Like, they don't want, bro, why would you not give us a rating over 100? That makes everything so much more exciting. But EA is not about that, bro. EA likes rage, man. They like enticing rage. But let's not talk about that, because they're going to be actually doing something for us by helping out with that QB draw. So let's go ahead and go to the next section. Addressed an issue causing rat catches to be dropped too frequently. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what that means, pretty much you have a guy beat deep, and EA, they've made this game all about animations. So you'll see a guy slow down with the ball dropping over the top, and it's like he's slowing down to catch it, and then he's about to fall on the ground, and the ball comes out. That's not typical stuff that should happen. That is not something that should go on, especially when your players have decent catching and decent ratings and you have abilities. But it started to happen after one of the more recent title updates, where people just dropping rat catches. It's just really ridiculous. They're going to address that. So what does that mean? Does that mean that your players are guaranteed to catch the ball? I'm going to go ahead and say no. All right? I'm going to go ahead and tell you straight off the bat, I don't think it's going to work out for you. Be scared. Have no hope. Nah, I'm just chilling, bro. Listen. Is it a possibility that they will fix it? Yes. There's also a possibility that I could pull a rabbit out of my butt cheeks, but I'm not a magician. So I'm just letting you guys understand. If you, like myself, throw the ball over the top a lot, you may have noticed that the ball comes out randomly. They're saying that they're going to address that. Let's see what happens. Addressed an issue allowing pass rushers to disengage for quick pressure. They already tuned that, because I was running that crazy earlier, and they tuned it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're doing right now by writing it in to the title update, because many of us that was running that with the disengage, it has been tuned. So many of us went out of that defense and started running other defense like myself. So I don't know what they're about to do. You know what's interesting about that though? They're not going to address the fact that nanodetection is more relevant than it's ever been, ever. Okay? I don't understand exactly what's going on with it, but people need to understand a couple things, right? They need to understand, number one, nanodetection is here to stay, because people at EA Sports believe that when people are running straight at you in the NFL, they just stop and allow you to throw the ball accurately to your receiver. That's number one. Number two is this. You have to realize that if they patch this one thing, something else really bad is going to occur. You got to understand what I'm trying to explain, because defensively at the line of scrimmage in this game, it's so much random stuff that goes on. There's so many abilities. It's so many X factors. The game is going to change in a very, very crazy way if this is not addressed properly. And knowing EA Sports, this patch may have not been tested. The same way when they released the other patch, it wasn't tested because everybody was dropping wide open passes. So you got to understand a few things. If they do what they say they're going to do, this can be game changing. Do I believe they're going to do what they're saying? I don't know. We have to all see together. All right, we'll wait and see. But like I said, they've been continuing along the same path where things are not getting fixed. So I have no reason to believe that what they're writing is, and what they're saying is going to be fixed. It looks pretty on the paper, but is it going to actually happen? We don't know. Updated QB slide, QB dive mechanic. You tap X or the square button for a slide. What? That hasn't worked all year. Hold X, square, equal dive. I'm scared, dude. I don't want to even go through that with you guys, because I'm going to wait till it comes out and see what's going on. I don't want to have to deal with that right now, because that's been a real headache for me. And you got to understand, one of the major things about EA, what they wanted to do with this game was make dancing very, very important. So the, dancing after every play and jumping up and down, repping your set, that's more important than the gameplay. So I don't know what they're doing with that. We will have to wait until it actually happens to see what's happening with that. All right, so now it goes to tuning to reduce inaccurate passes caused by pressure. But you give us an ability that's called under pressure. Maybe they're saying that it's too unrealistic, like I've been saying since September. Like when the player is nowhere near you and he doesn't have an ability and your guy sails it to the 19th row. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But that could mean that they're nerfing under pressure for all of you guys that are running that defensively. And then finally, tuning to decrease average yards per carry on outside zone and stretch plays. What? Dude, you know what's weird about this? As I get ready to close out, I don't understand how they're going to do that other than make your guys drop when you don't know why they're dropping. You know, like many times you guys are running and then Casper trips you and you're like, yo, what was that? And then we all call it the turf monster. If they're going to tune the amount of yards you get per stretch, that seems to be very, very, it just seems unfair, right? Because if you have a crazy O-line and you're supposed to get those yards, how are they going to make sure that it's tuned? That just seems weird. That writing right there pretty much lets us know that we don't have control over what we do in the game, because it just seems weird to write that they can actually tune the amount of yards that you get. Maybe they're gonna have guys do random sheds and get off the edge. I don't know, but I have to wait to see how that goes. But that was one of the major things that concerned me, and it should concern you too. Other than that, drop in toes, catching the ball better, that all will probably stand to make the game a lot better if they're able to successfully get that done. But that should be concerning that they're saying they're going to control the amount of yards you get per stretch. That just seems a little bit like AI too friendly, the way that the game is already based, and taking more away from the user, which is what they've been doing since Madden 16. But I'll wait to see how you guys view some of these patch notes that are coming. Are you happy about it? Are you scared? Have you already hid it in your bathroom? Let me know all those details and we'll talk about it in the comment section. Until next time, one love, y'all.